You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show. And of course, there are critical issues that relate to development of this cosmopolitan city. The City of Lagos is the economic nerve center of Nigeria with a consumer population of over 20 million people. And so if a consumer of products and services in Lagos demands quality, better benefits, and value for products and services, it is definitely a right, not a privilege. Protecting that right rests with the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency, LASCOPA. But for us on the City of Lagos TV show, we're here to verify and ascertain how far and how well LASCOPA has protected the interests and right of consumers in Lagos. So it's our pleasure to welcome Afolabi Sholebo, Esquire, the General Manager of LASCOPA.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Lagosians will want to know, what are the major significant initiatives, efforts, commendable achievements in line with the team's agenda of Mr. Governor?
Thank you very much for that question. Like the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency is an agency established by law to ensure that consumers in Lagos State are well protected as regards their going out there to buy goods and even services rendered. In line with Mr. Governor's themes agenda, the agency falls under the health and environment, education, and particularly making Lagos State the 21st economy we all crave for. Like I talked about the health and environment, the agency is trying as much as possible to ensure that supermarkets and grocery stores are well monitored, which is our continuous way of ensuring that consumers in Lagos State do get value for their money and satisfaction. The monitoring and enforcement unit of the agency go out almost every other day to visit supermarkets and grocery stores to ensure that they're actually abiding with our own agenda as regards the mission and vision of the agency to ensure that consumers in Lagos State get value for their money and satisfaction for whatever product they must have bought or whatever service they must be rendered to them. And the vision is also to ensure that consumers in Lagos State are protected against manufacturers, retailers, marketers alike selling products that are hazardous to health, and also products that we know that are substandard in nature. Also, we had to ensure that people adhere strictly. There are so many people that are doing businesses that are not in consonance with the law, especially these unfair trade practices where people try to cut corners. So our mission and vision is to ensure that Lagosians do get value for their money and protect them against any form of unfair trade practices. Between 2018, when this agency actually took off, we've been able in electricity, whereby we've been able to recover over 24 million naira as credit adjustment for complainants. That was the EKDC. We've been able to recover 3,025,000 for credit adjustment. Also, we've received from financial institutions like banks over 12 million naira on this issue of transferring money using the POS ATM as well. There's a particular car company that they sell cars, and people lodge complaints about the defective nature of those vehicles. And upon sitting down and having to explain the situation that the consumers do have rights, and if products are still under warranty, that is, they are still under warranty, and we expect the manufacturers or the marketers or retailers alike to ensure that they replace or refund the vehicles. And with that, we're able to recover over 30 million for a particular one. And the other one, we recovered like 2.6 million naira. There's a particular one that we actually had to go to court because the respondent was very recalcitrant. The person did not show up at the agency. Neither did the person come to court. So we got judgment in that case. We had to block the account until the person now came back to the agency. But that was amicably resolved because subsequent issues that arose as from this particular person, it was well settled by the respondent.
You're a professional lawyer, and your wealth of experience in the legal profession has given you some level of leverage to be able to handle some of these cases. But we want you to share with us your experience How do you end up bringing both parties together? And what are the technicalities you involve to achieve some of these successes?
Thank you very much for this brilliant question. Yeah, fine, I'm a lawyer, but I'm also a trained mediator. And I so much believe that there's nothing that cannot be resolved between parties, especially when both parties are willing. We invite both parties to our office for mediation and deliberation. Yeah, somebody must have lodged a complaint. So it's now for us to bring the parties together. We'll talk about the position of the law. Then we'll now talk about how we believe the matters can be resolved amicably between both parties so that it will be a win-win situation. It's only when we cannot do this. Lawyers have been here, and some of them are even amazed at the way we handle issues here. They're like, wow. Some of them, there's a particular lawyer that actually said he wants to be an ambassador of LASCOPA. So we so much believe in the power of the alternative dispute resolution, mediation, and conciliation. Some of the cases that are in court, you discover that some of the counsel may speak with their clients, come, let us go to these people. By the time you finish with this case, you know that it's almost that the agency is going to get judgment against you. Why not let us come? So any case that we cannot resolve in this agency, we take them to court. I think the court will decide one way or the other. So the power of amicable settlement is what we are much more concerned about, except either of the parties are not willing, and you think, when you believe that you have a right, your right has been infringed upon, and you think you can go to court, fine. That's why we have the legal departments of the agency, where we have like 4 lawyers that are always ready to be in court. Presently, we have over 25 cases in court. 13 of them are ongoing. Then we got judgment in 1. Even with those 13, some of them have written to us that they want to settle.
For the benefit of consumers, what does the law say about the rights of the consumer?
You are a manufacturer or marketer. You should ensure that the product you are putting into the public are of good standard. Even consumables should be within the ambit of having a product information. NAFDAC said any consumable must have NAFDAC number, manufacture date, and the date it will expire. So it behoves on all consumers too to ensure that whatever they are buying, they verify, they look at the product to ensure that all those product information are there. So when we now find out that a particular grocery store or a supermarket are displaying some goods for sale and they don't have product information, and some of them are expired, because we discovered that some of them will have a shelf they call promo shelf, and they will put that out for people to come and buy. At the end of the day, you discover that these products are about to expire a day or 2, and the product is expected to last for a few weeks. There have been so many reports there, and we're just waiting for the bill before the House of Assembly, which I pray is at the 3rd reading now. By the time that bill comes, I think everybody will sit up, because we've already served almost all the supermarkets within the nooks and crannies of Lagos State compliance notices. So if we serve the compliance notices and you still recalcitrant and you go ahead to sell substandard or expired product, then you will be ready to face the law. Even for services rendered, people render service, they collect money from people, and at the end of the day, they don't render the service. We'll come after you.
GM, for verification purpose, can we have an highlight of the statistical data of successful cases, revenue generated so far, and of course, other vital data to show that LASCOPA is actually at the top of its game?
Yeah, thank you very much. It is very enormous, but I'll be talking about a moderate achievement in the last few years. From 2018 till date, we received a number of 5,035 cases. So like CTC, financial institution, the people having complained about services being rendered to them. We've been able to resolve amicably for about 4,668 of those cases. We still have about 155 ongoing, where we're still looking for how to resolve those ones. So we referred about 2,212 of those cases to other various agencies that we know that their cases are better handled. We also have about 25 cases ongoing in court. The agency has been able to recover 195,126,549 naira 52 kobo. And in dollars, we recovered 52,872.49 in American dollars. We also will talk about services. People have come in here to lodge complaints about airline or buying tickets and anything that has to do with consumers in Lagos State. That is our job.
For an agency of this nature, it is quite important to feel the agency in all the nooks and crannies of Lagos. Let's look at your expansion spread and presence of the agency in strategic places or local government in the city of Lagos.
We have a very responsive and responsible governor, Mr. Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. He has really helped in ensuring that this agency is not only located at the headquarters here in Harlem. We've been able to establish other offices in some local governments like Ikoyi Obalende LCDA, the Badagry local government, the Bariga LCDA, and Ikorodu LCDA. By His grace, before the end of this year, we shall be expanding. In all the local governments in Lagos State, we have the presence of the agency. It is only when we can bring this agency closer to the people, though we continue to do continuous public enlightenment to ensure that more people are aware. That is why even if now, if you listen to radios in Lagos State like OFM, Traffic Radio and LTV8, we do continuous public enlightenment, and with that we've been receiving a whole lot of people that we need to expand.
What is the strength of the agency in the area of research, development, and of course your infrastructural capabilities to test products to meet up your expectation?
Thank you very much. You know, the agency does not actually work in isolation. We collaborate with other agencies like NAFDAC and Standard Organization of Nigeria. There are some times when people come to lodge complaint, especially about some product that we know that we will have no choice than to conduct forensic research investigation into. We collaborate with the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria too, the Standard Organization of Nigeria, LCCI, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, even the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. We intend to go into having a memorandum of understanding because there are some areas that has jurisdiction, and it is only when we're in collaboration and we want to do anything, we first bring it to their attention if it is not within our own jurisdiction, though you know LASCOPA covers anything that has to do with consumers in Lagos State. We had a parley at the Lagos State where all head of parastatals and agencies met. We have LASCOPA, LASEMA, even with the police and NSCDC too. If we want to go out there to go and do monitoring and enforcement, monitoring units, some of them have been harassed. Even the judiciary. We met with the CJ of Lagos State. We were sure that we have the backing of the judiciary.
What are the challenges the agency have experienced, and how have you been able to surmount these challenges?
So many people are still not bringing themselves together to the fact that there's an agency in Lagos State that is ready to clean the environment and get rid of people selling substandard and expired products. So some of them are still recalcitrant. You go to a supermarket and they tell you cannot come in, despite the fact that they will see you with government branded shirt and with your boss inscribed on it that this is the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency. So in situations like that, we go with armed security agents. Others are interference for people believe that even when they know that they've breached the law, they still want to make effort to make calls here and there. And to a very large extent, we only go to the extent of even educating the person that there's an agency established by law, and Mr. Governor has actually said that no matter whose ox is God, we should ensure that consumers in Lagos State are protected. Talking about moving around Lagos, we need vehicles and some other equipment as well to ensure that this agency actually perform better than it is doing now.
In what areas the governor has actually helped to improve the agency's performance?
We've been having trainings here and there. When I came in here, most of the staff are not trained in mediation. So we have about 15 of the directors and other members of the staff now trained for mediation. And also all the members are actually further training in their area of like the consumer education, the monitoring and enforcement unit, the site development unit as well. The support has been enormous, but we'll be asking for more because we will be expanding. And we need people at the helms of affairs in all the local government so that they can as well do their own small public enlightenment within that area.
LASCOPA in the last few years have also won some very commendable accolades from local and international organizations and of course from individuals. Can you share those awards with us? And of course, give us a futuristic picture of where you are taking LASCOPA to.
Yeah, thank you very much. On the issue of awards, there's a particular one that actually touched us. There's this community, they call it Ishoko community in Ojokoro local government. They've been without light for several months. And they came in here, they lodged their complaints, and we invited the IKDC. Fortunately, because of our intervention, they were not only given a brand new transformer, that transformer was energized. Just recently, they came here, a whole lot of them, they came with this award for the agency, which we are always very proud of. And that's why I kept it in my office. There are so many other awards like that. Like this is another one from Friesland Campina, the makers of Peak Milk and others. So we keep winning awards, and if you join us on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see a lot of people that are coming out each and every time we finish and they're happy. They always want to give testimony, and they say they want people to know what Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency, LASCOPA, is doing. We want to become an household trade name, which will be on every home's lips. We intend to position LASCOPA in the limelight and ensure that every consumer in Lagos State knows his or her right. And if you know your right and your right has been infringed upon, you know where to seek redress.
What's your word of assurance to Lagosians, stakeholders, parties who are involved in one form of challenge or the other? Because you handle quite a number of cases here. So what's your final word to them?
To Lagosians out there, Mr. Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, has zero tolerance for breach of consumer rights in Lagos State. They should ensure that they do their due diligence, ensure that they look at whatever product they are buying, any services that are being rendered to them. They should ensure that where they're buying things, they get receipts. That will be a form of evidence that you actually bought the product there. And also, they should seek redress whenever they think their rights as a consumer has been infringed upon. Manufacturers should ensure that whatever products they are bringing into the market in Lagos State should be of good standard and not hazardous to people's life.
I want to thank you, sir, for coming on the City of Lagos TV show.
Thank you very much.
In a city like Lagos, LASCOPA is a policeman for consumers in the City of Lagos. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment.